from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Now it's 6:30 on KPIX News this morning. A rainy start to the first weekend of the new year. We are tracking the latest system that has moved into the Bay Area. Well, welcome back. I'm Devin Fehely, joining Emily Turner right now in the Weather Center. What can you tell us about this storm that's coming through?
I mean, there is a lot of green that's lit up on our radar right now, and that's because that storm is just now moving in. It was a little bit late moving through the area, but you know what? It is here now, and it is pretty significant. In fact, zooming into the Bay Area specifically, you can see San Rafael seeing some pretty heavy storms at the moment. Petaluma really is getting the brunt of it, and there was a nice strong band that really moved through the peninsula. Parts of San Francisco should be seeing some storms as well, and there is more right there behind that, which you can see to the left of your screen, that yellow and orange that's headed our direction. This is the beginning of what's set to be a week of wet weather. It's also going to be windy tomorrow. Taking a look at what our wind speeds are right now, it is only going to get windier from here. Right now we're seeing the brunt of it in Berkeley, 17 miles per hour, 13 miles an hour in Napa. It's going to get gusty. There's a wind advisory in effect. Looking at how this is going to time out, you can see right now that first band moving through, then behind it some scattered showers all the way through the afternoon hours. Then we're going to have another round moving through on Sunday, some showers there before we have a little bit of a break Sunday morning. And then you can see to the left corner of your screen there is some more green, some more rain headed our direction. Here is a live look out of our Salesforce tower camera that's getting bumped around pretty good because of all of that wind. Our current temperatures right now pretty much a mix of the 40s and the 50s. It's going to be not a whole lot warmer than that by the time we hit our highs today, but I'll tell you the 72-hour futurecast with all that rain a little bit later in the show.
We have developing news in Los Angeles County where a shooting at a bowling alley has left 3 men dead and 4 others injured. It happened last night in the city of Torrance, reportedly after a fight. According to the Los Angeles Times, 3 men died at the scene. 2 were hospitalized. 2 others opted to seek medical attention on their own. Now, so far, there is no word of any arrests. Oakland police are investigating a shooting that also left 3 men dead. It happened about 9 o'clock last night near Center and 10th Streets on the city's west side. Details at this point remain somewhat scarce. So far, there is no indication of any arrests or a potential motive for that shooting. The Bay Area News Group reports that police and Crime Stoppers of Oakland are offering up to $30,000 in reward money for information leading to arrests. It brings to 4 the number of homicides in Oakland over the new year. The triple shooting comes just days after the city announced the number of homicides last year was the lowest since 1999. Breaking news in Los Angeles County, where a shooting at a bowling alley has left 3 men dead and 4 other people injured. It happened late last night in the city of Torrance, reportedly after a fight. According to the Los Angeles Times, 3 men are dead at the scene. 2 people are hospitalized and 2 others opted to seek medical attention on their own. Now, so far, there is no word of any arrests.
TSA is seeing a rash of sick calls. Hundreds of agents called out sick this week at 5 major airports, none of them luckily in the Bay Area. They've been working without pay during this shutdown, and one airport spokesperson says sick calls are likely to spike next week after agents miss their first paycheck. Here in the Bay Area, Muir Woods will close on Monday. Park officials are acting out of concerns over health and safety. During the shutdown, trash bins have not been emptied and the restrooms are off limits.
There's a plan in place this morning to shore up the cracked steel beams at San Francisco's Transbay Transit Center. The repair calls for steel plates to be placed above and below the problem areas, almost like a splint on a broken bone. New steel is on order, but there is no timetable yet for that work or for when the transit center might reopen. It has been closed to the public for more than 3 months. And these are rough financial times for PG&E as the San Francisco-based utility is being linked to some Northern California wildfires. Its stock plummeted yesterday amid speculation that the company may even be considering bankruptcy. Shares fell more than 19% in after-hours trading. National Public Radio reports that PG&E is considering selling off its natural gas division. That is news to State Senator Jerry Hill of San Mateo, a longtime critic of PG&E ever since the deadly gas pipeline explosions in San Bruno in 2010.
They were doing that at the exact same time that they were trying to fool the legislature so that the legislature would look at either 2 choices. The narrative was either bankruptcy or bailout. The legislature gave them a bailout, and at the same time, they didn't come forward and weren't honest. They weren't showing the best integrity by letting us know that they were looking at an alternative, a possible way of paying for the liability.
It's Reuters news service reporting that PG&E is preparing for a bankruptcy filing due to mounting liability from the deadly wildfire in Butte County.
If PG&E declares bankruptcy, it is PG&E essentially saying that they care more about saving the behinds of the executives than they do about compensating all the people they've victimized.
Millbrae attorney Amanda Riddle represents more than 700 Butte County residents who lost homes to a wildfire that PG&E equipment is under investigation for sparking. In a statement yesterday, PG&E mentioned a possible shakeup of its board of directors.
A funeral is scheduled this morning in Modesto for Corporal Ronil Singh. He's a police officer that was shot to death in the line of duty in Stanislaus County in the town of Newman. Yesterday, people lined the streets of Newman to honor Corporal Singh. He was killed during a traffic stop last week. People held American flags while waiting for his casket to arrive. It was then carried to a theater for public viewing after a procession from Modesto. The tight-knit community is remembering Corporal Singh fondly.
We just had a person come up to us and said they loved him even though Ronil was one of the ones that arrested him. So, even people that he had contact with, he touched and made their life different.
Singh, was a pillar of this community.
A suspect is in custody.
Hundreds of students displaced by the Camp Fire won't be returning to Paradise after the holiday break, but their school, Paradise High, has locked down a temporary high-tech new home. About 700 high schoolers will start classes Tuesday at a temporary campus in a renovated warehouse near the Chico Airport. The 23,000 square foot building will be able to accommodate everyone and boasts plenty of recreational areas. Another perk, Facebook was a former tenant, and that company made some nice upgrades, adding extensive technology.
This building is amazing, but the people that come here, that work here, they're the ones that make Paradise High School more amazing. The students, the teachers, the staff members, all together, we have been so strong through this.
The district will lease that building until students and staff can return to Paradise.
Well, it's the last weekend in office for Governor Jerry Brown. Moving trucks were parked outside the governor's mansion in downtown Sacramento yesterday. Governor Brown will leave office on Monday after an historic run, 4 four-year terms. Governor Brown plans to retire to his family property in Colusa County. Brown's successor, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, will be inaugurated on Monday in Sacramento. That's just a day after he throws a benefit concert with some pretty big names in music.
I know you want me, you know I want you. I know you.
Pitbull is among the acts at Governor-elect Newsom's concert tomorrow at the Golden One Center in Sacramento. It benefits the California Fire Foundation. Other acts include Common, ex-ambassadors, and a group from Paradise, Cold Weather Suns. Tickets are $25. A wild police chase in Southern California last night. Officers attempting to arrest a man on a warrant for assault with a deadly weapon were instead led on a high-speed game of cat and mouse across 3 different counties. It lasted about 2 hours. The driver pulled on and off the freeways multiple times. 2 passengers were able to flee the vehicle during the pursuit, including a woman who rolled out the side door as the Jeep slowed down. The chase continued for another 20 minutes before the suspect finally stopped at an intersection in Anaheim and surrendered to police. He's facing multiple charges, including assault with a deadly weapon.
Nearly half of all car accidents happen at night, and AAA experts say that low visibility is a factor and believe that cloudy headlights are a big part of that problem. As cars get older, the light from the headlights fade and the sun and heat deteriorate the light's plastic. A AAA study found that cloudy or yellow headlights generate only about 20% of the light new headlights do. The most effective solution is to replace the headlights, but a cheaper option is do-it-yourself kits, which can restore the original lights to about 70%.
Anything is better than driving around with only 20% visibility. The bottom line is do something, because someone's life could depend on it out there.
Experts say that headlight damage can start in just 3 to 5 years, and AAA says that drivers in sunnier states could see their headlights deteriorate faster.
And Muir Woods is closing on Monday, also thanks to the government shutdown. The National Monument will be open to the public through the weekend, though, but if you were hoping to visit after that, you're out of luck. And if you bought Muir Woods parking or shuttle reservations for the duration of the closure, you will get a refund. And San Francisco's Department of Public Works is stepping in to help during the shutdown as trash piles up at some of the city's landmarks run by the National Park Service. Public Works started trash collection on Wednesday at Land's End. That's part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. They're asking people to bring out what they bring in order to keep the parks clean.